Hey there, it's Steve coming to you from the Grand Canyon, where we're starting tomorrow. We're going to be doing a 5-day backpacking trip down into the canyon. We're going to be starting at the South Kaibab Trail in the morning, but this evening we're here at Trail View Point, taking a look down at the Bright Angel Trail, where our route will finish up 5 days from now. Can't wait to get this backpacking trip started tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. It's day one of our Grand Canyon backpacking trip. We've begun backpacking down the South Kaibab Trail with the ultimate goal of getting to Bright Angel Campground today, down at the bottom of the canyon. So we've already got started with some incredible views. It's looking to be an outstanding hike. Gone a little over 1 mile so far. As you saw, we just passed Ooh-Ah Point, which is the first major viewpoint along the South Kaibab Trail. It's really been an incredible start to this journey down into the bottom of the Grand Canyon. How does it look right here? Just walking along Cedar Ridge to check out some of the views here. After that, let me take a moment to introduce you to my fellow hikers who are with me today. Stuart, Will, and Hudson.
Hello, I'm Stuart Hager, and what is this show is called, I do not know, and I do not care. See you here.
My trail name is Carson Duval. It's not my real name. I'm from the Smoky Mountain National Park. I've done all my hiking where it's super green. and super lush. So this is quite a change, and very happy to be here.
I'm Hudson. I'm from California, out there in Petaluma, and this is my first experience out here. It's definitely different, but it's a different beauty. But so far we're enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to getting to experience it with all of the guys.
We just passed O'Neill Butte, and now we have a view looking out this direction. Love the continuous changing views as we work our way down into the canyon. Looking back on the trail, we came from that direction, wrapping around the side of O'Neill Butte, which is right in the center. This last section has been the first flat, longer section on the trail so far, here on the South Kaibab Trail. Up until this point, it's been all switchbacks and fairly steep downhill. Just arriving at Skeleton Point of our first view of Bright Angel Camp. Steep switchbacks coming. So we've come quite far down from Skeleton Point, and our next points of interest will be the junction with the Tonto Trail and then the tip-off. So that is shortly ahead. And we passed a sign back there that was pretty much marked the halfway point on the trail. I'll show it to you right here. We're about halfway from the top to the bottom. Down there is the second bathroom I've seen on the trail. Here's the junction with the Tonto Trail. Got to be the most spectacular viewpoint I've seen on trail yet, looking down at the Colorado River, Bright Angel Creek, and the campground as we continue down the South Kaibab Trail, getting closer to the bridge crossing. Look at this incredible scenery in the background. You can see our hikers right there on the trail. Will, Hudson, and Stuart. First really good view looking down at the bridge we're going to cross down below us. I have to say this has been a really incredible day one here on the trail, hiking down the South Kaibab Trail. Just tremendous views that constantly are varying. You can see different areas of the Grand Canyon. Going to be a little bit sad here when day one comes to an end and we get down to the river. Really good view as we get down to the river. There's the bridge we'll be crossing in a few minutes. Whew. As we get close to the river, it's really gotten hot outside. I think the forecast down here was for the mid-80s today. Entering the tunnel. Coming out the other side here at the bridge. Made it to the river. Really pretty down here, very green. Wildflowers blooming. Cactus everywhere. Such a pretty area. On to the campground now. I got my tent set up, got everything put away in here. So just resting for a few minutes. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's quite hot out. So gonna rest up, soak my feet in the creek, and get some lemonade. Okay, I got my famous lemonade from Phantom Ranch.
Yeah, I got the lemonade and iced tea. The best part about it is we got ice in the cups.
Yeah, look at that. Nice and cold. Ah. Hope you enjoyed that footage. I showed Bright Angel Creek as it flows down toward the Colorado River, which is right here. So just standing here on the banks of the Colorado River and enjoying the sound of the water. Such a powerful, magnificent river. Well, that's about it for day one here on my Grand Canyon backpacking trip. You can see the Black Bridge behind me, as well as the beautiful reflection in this calm little cove here area of the Colorado River. Tomorrow we're going to be heading to Cottonwood Campground. So for tonight, I'm going to just grab some dinner at Phantom Ranch, the stew, and then call it a night. Thanks for joining me for day one. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day two here in the Grand Canyon. Just noticed there's a deer down the trail behind me. Not sure if you could see that, but we're getting ready to pack up camp here in just a little bit. It's about 6:30 right now, and before we do that, we're heading to Phantom Ranch, the canteen, for some breakfast. So this will be a really good meal, no doubt. Looking forward to a nice, warm, cooked breakfast. Nice view right here early in the morning. You can see the sun shining up there on the upper rim.
One thing I've never experienced before is this: in the bottom of the Grand Canyon, this dust sticks to everything. It's like a red, fine talcum powder. Again, totally dry out last night, no rain, no nothing. But the Grand Canyon red glue sticks to everything.
Heading out of camp. We have just left Phantom Ranch, and on the agenda for today, as we head up the North Kaibab Trail, we're gonna hike to Ribbon Falls, and then check that out, and then continue on to get to Cottonwood Campground. So I'm really excited to see Ribbon Falls, as well as what this section of trail looks like. It should be really beautiful as we follow the creeks today. Just coming up on a mileage update. This will be 5.7 from here to Ribbon Falls. First thing I'm noticing through here is all the greenery. Everything's lush and green. We're here in early April, and spring kind of just arrived in the canyon a week ago. Turned from cold to really hot down here.
Third cast. It's going in the weeds. Oh man, that's a keeper. That is a keeper, dude.
Beautiful. As we hike up this section of trail through Bright Angel Canyon, I have to say I'm very impressed so far. High canyon walls, beautiful creek, lush greenery, peace and solitude, because there's not many other hikers out on this section of trail. So yeah, this has been an incredible start to day 2. Look at these plants growing right out of the canyon wall. About 2 miles into our hike this morning, and been incredibly beautiful. So nice hiking by the creek and just hearing the sound of the water flowing by non-stop. Really loving this. Canyon has really gotten enclosed through this section. Only about 20 feet or so between the walls. That spot I just passed. Seeing some colorful cliffs with seeps coming out of them. Very nice cliffs all around. We're now in a much more open and exposed area. Walking through a bit of a cactus garden here. Just came up this very long stretch exposed to sun. Very hot section. After rounding a corner, this is the view ahead. More section exposed to sun, wide open. We're about a mile from the turnoff to Ribbon Falls right now. Reached a junction sign. The bridge is washed out, so we will go via creek. Working our way up to Ribbon Falls. Been a bit of bushwhacking and creek walking. Rough trail, but not too bad. We're back on the North Kaibab Trail now, having crossed the creek and gotten back over here. But I just wanted to say Ribbon Falls, was very impressed with that waterfall. Very, very beautiful area. And from what I was told, it's pretty much at full capacity, which was nice. We got to see it, wasn't too crowded there, and got to cool off from the heat as well. Some refreshing dip in the water there. Can see the cottonwood trees just ahead. That must be Cottonwood Campground. Okay, let's see what everybody's doing here at camp. For me, I just cooked my dinner on my side, Kung Pao beef with a side of mashed potatoes. Let's see, Hudson, what are you up to?
Rocking the mac and cheese tonight.
We got Stuart, you're setting up your tent?
Yeah, apparently I am.
And Will, just about to fix your dinner?
Yeah, we're going with the Cuban coconut, black beans, and rice.
Let's see, we got
One.
my tent and Will's tent set up over there. Hanging bags of water. And there's Hudson's tent. That's about it for day 2 here in the Grand Canyon, our backpacking trip. We're staying here at Cottonwood Camp for the next 2 nights. Really beautiful area. Nice campground here. Looking forward to tomorrow, where we're gonna not have to backpack, but we're gonna do a couple short day hikes. Should be another nice, beautiful day tomorrow. Gonna see some interesting things. I'll tell you about that, more about that tomorrow. So good night, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 3 here in the Grand Canyon. And today we're going to be doing basically a morning hike and an afternoon hike. So we've just left Cottonwood Campground and we're going to do a morning hike to Upper Ribbon Falls. Okay, we've just crossed the creek and we're beginning the initial climb up toward Upper Ribbon Falls. Gonna go up this trail and then circle up to the ridge right there. It's only a little past 9 o'clock in the morning and it's already super hot out. It's gonna be a very hot day. Great view from the top of this first ridge. Looking down here, we can see more of Ribbon Falls. This is a part that's not visible from below at all. So kind of neat to see it from this angle. You can see the route ahead right there. That's Will and Hudson hiking along the trail. Here's a view looking back down into the entrance area to Lower Ribbon Falls. Continue circling around this hillside high above the creek. Still high above the creek down there. Walking through a bit of a forested section. Love these towering red cliffs above this canyon. Really impressed with Upper Ribbon Falls. Such a beautiful waterfall. Now this side hike to visit this area is not for everyone. I noticed there were some challenging spots along the trail, so that's probably why it's not on park maps or anything like that. But it was well within my own personal ability and for our group. I'm so happy I got up here to see this beautiful place. We completed our hike back from Upper Ribbon Falls back to our campground there. Stopped and had some lunch, filled up some more water. It is super hot outside, as you can tell with me using this umbrella. But I have one more thing to do today. It's important on a personal note. So I'm going to be heading to Roaring Springs. And when I get there, I'll tell you why that is personally important for me. Climbing a very steep grade here. You can see the helicopter just ahead. It's dropping off supplies to the work crew at Manzanita rest area, because they're going to be repairing the damaged North Kaibab Trail, which was damaged due to the high snow season and rockfall. So actually this portion of trail I'm on right now will be closed for the next month plus, possibly. This is the last day anyone can hike past Cottonwood Campground. And they've dropped off the supplies and are heading back. Incredibly beautiful looking at the route ahead. Helicopter is dropping off more supplies to the trail workers. They were working a little ways back there, so before Manzanita. But as I get closer here, climbing up toward the north rim, the temperature has cooled down a lot. It's nice and cool, there's a breeze. Total change in temperature in the last hour. This feels really nice, and this area is very pretty. Continuing past Manzanita now, and enjoying the nice cool air temperature. It's been a few days since I felt nice and cool while hiking. Been climbing some steep switchbacks out of Manzanita. Challenging part of the trail here. Just below the left center of these towering cliffs ahead of me, you can see what looks like roaring springs coming down the mountain. I'll be able to get a better view as I get closer. Beautiful cliffs up there. Just came up this portion of the trail. It's wrapped around the corner down there. And there it is, Roaring Springs coming down the mountain. Here is the trail junction that turns off toward Roaring Springs, which is located right there. Enjoying a special moment here as I have completed my hike from the South Rim to Roaring Springs. 11 years ago, my friend Mel, my sister Tiffany, and myself hiked from the North Rim down to Roaring Springs and then back up. So once I complete this backpacking trip and return to the South Rim, I will have completed a lifetime rim to rim to rim. Truly special. Before I depart, I wanted to mention that that is the North Rim there in the background, up there. It's 4.7 miles from here, and I think 3,280 feet in elevation gain. But although we originally were contemplating doing that on this trip, the trail is in horrible condition, washed out, dangerous in sections. So the NPS was encouraging hikers not to do it. And in fact, starting tomorrow, they're going to be doing major trail maintenance. So definitely a wise decision not to attempt the North Rim until the trail is in good condition. But again, very happy with making it here to Roaring Springs. And pretty soon completing my lifetime rim to rim to rim. And here is my final view of this hike. Looking up the North Kaibab Trail toward the North Rim, which you can see at the top up there. Here is Manzanita. Because I'm the last hiker for over a month to probably come through this area. No one's here. I did this side hike to Roaring Springs by myself. My three friends, Will, Hudson, and Stuart, are packing up camp. We're gonna depart Cottonwood tonight rather than in the morning and backpack down to Bright Angel Campground to make tomorrow easier in view of the extreme heat that we've been contending with. So I've got to get back to camp now and then pack things up and begin a long evening backpack. A little bit strange to be back here at camp all alone. I've got to pack everything up quickly and start backpacking down Bright Angel Creek. So I left camp at 5:20 p.m. Gonna see how long it takes me to hike to Bright Angel Campground. But beautiful conditions out. The sun has dipped down over the ridge, cool wind blowing. Perfect time to do this portion of the hike. So the reason I'm backpacking tonight is that tomorrow we were going to do an extra long backpack, but because of the extreme heat and to make tomorrow's backpack easier, tonight we're backpacking from Cottonwood to Bright Angel, and then tomorrow on day 4 we'll backpack from Bright Angel to Havasupai. And that means that I'm backpacking right now solo 7.2 miles this evening. I was trying to figure out what was causing that sound, but it's toads in the water. I can see them sitting there making that sound. I'm not showing much scenery as I backpack back down to Bright Angel Campground because I showed this yesterday on day 2. So I'm just focused on getting down as fast as possible, and it's going to be dark probably within an hour, so I'm not going to be able to film much more anyway. But I'm hoping to make it to camp shortly after dark. Okay, it's getting a little too dark to film. 7:20 now. I'm going to check in again either when I get to camp or in the morning.
We were talking about this earlier. It's so beautiful and overwhelming. It's hard to wrestle with the emotions that you feel when you see this tremendous beauty. And I was telling some of the guys, it's as if when you go through something bad, your body goes into shock. You don't really pay attention. You kind of have to just focus on the moment. Well, this is like the reverse of that. There's so much visual input, so many amazing, awesome peaks and valleys and little places, and you're in awe around every turn that you almost go into shock. You can't take it all in because this is the way I said it. I said if you took it all in, you'd probably go joyfully berserk. It's just too much. It's too beautiful.
Bright Angel Campground looks like a ghost town in the morning. Everyone's packed up and out of here. Crossing the Silver Bridge, heading out of Bright Angel Campground. Welcome to day 4 here in the Grand Canyon. Started out the day, we went to the Phantom Ranch canteen and had some breakfast. Pancakes, eggs, the works. Then we packed up camp. And we're getting a little bit of a late start today, but we've got a shorter day. Only 5 miles to Hava Supai Gardens. Leaving the Silver Bridge behind and continuing up the Bright Angel Trail. Here's a great view looking at both the Silver Bridge, the one we just crossed, and the Black Bridge, which we crossed back on day 1. There's a nice little beach here near the rest house, right on the Colorado River. Look at these rapids. We've hiked 1.8 miles now. We've got 3.2 miles left today. So we're going to leave the Colorado River behind now Arriving at the River Rest House. That's Will and Hudson there, taking a break. The River Rest House is a perfect little shelter area to get out of the sun. We're just resting up here for a few moments and then we're going to begin the big climb. A lot of greenery in here in the springtime, growing by the creek. We can actually see the trail high up there, people crossing it. Incredible viewpoint right here. Looking up at the south rim and the switchbacks we just climbed. That was quite a climb up there. So much greenery through here. Incredibly beautiful canyon we're going up. Just climbed out of a gorge up by the plateau area, just about. Almost a camp here. Been incredibly beautiful as usual. Really enjoyed all the scenery by the creek as we followed it up today. Okay, we've arrived here at camp for night 4, and there's a scale here, so I'm going to see what my pack weighs after 4 days of backpacking. We're down to 36.2. All right, it's down a little over 10 pounds. That's about it for day 4 here backpacking in the Grand Canyon. Today we backpacked 5 miles from Bright Angel Campground up to Havasupai Gardens Campground, up the Bright Angel Trail. So I'm just going to leave you some of the sights and sounds around this very pretty camp area. Good night, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 5 here in the Grand Canyon. For this final day, I've left camp and just had to hike 4.5 miles, but gained 3,040 feet of elevation. So this will be one of the hardest days on trail. So what makes this portion of trail the hardest is the steep elevation gain in the switchbacks going up the last part of this to get back to the south rim. So it's kind of divided into 3 1.5 mile segments. And the first goal is to get to 3 Mile Rest House. Here's the early morning view looking back toward Plateau Point. Really nice, the sun shining there on the background cliffs. Really neat, there's deer, 5 deer feeding on the trail right next to me. Not bothered at all by my presence. I'm staying on the trail, not bothering them, but just taking some pictures and videos. I have to say that looking up at that wall of rock and very steep hillside that must be climbed by way of switchbacks looks very intimidating. It's 7:45 in the morning right now, and one of the nice things I've noticed so far today, there's hardly any other hikers or backpackers out on trail at this time. So just finding it really peaceful this morning to be hiking. Here's the rock face that we're bypassing. This is 3 Mile Rest House. So taking a short break in here. Heading back up the trail, leaving 3 Mile Rest House. Here's what's left to climb up. A little under 3 miles. Crossing right over the gully at the top there, you can see the south rim somewhere up there. But looking down this way, you can see 3 Mile Rest House way down there in the distance. Great view of the trail here, winding down all the way to Havasupai Gardens. Crossing the gully once again, almost to 1.5 Mile Rest House. And I have to say, this is hard, but the grade of the switchbacks is very manageable. It's not overly steep, so it's actually been very enjoyable hike up to this point. The views get better with every step. Arriving at 1.5 Mile Rest House. Go up here and take a break. say this has been quite a climb here, but really enjoying this last mile of the hike. It's been such a special 5 days out here in the Grand Canyon. We got some snow and ice on the upper Bright Angel Trail. Heading up the final section. Well, that's going to do it for our backpacking trip at the Grand Canyon. It's time for us to depart from the park. Thank you so much for watching this, and hope you enjoyed following along with us for 5 days as we did a huge backpacking trip that all of us really enjoyed. All right, take care, everyone.